adjust this thing here. I'm rusty. It's been that long. Bust out the old contraption selfie stick and it barely works. Shout out to Anthony Alexander for the PayPal donation from the other day. I meant to thank you for that, but I didn't. This is my first time going live since then. We're in Central Florida today, doing a Friday flag wave, paying tribute to Maureen. R.I.P.
Nificent. What's up, buddy? How you been, dude?
Good to see you, man. How you holding up?
Good to see you too. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Staying busy?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's good to be back out here. I had to come out.
Did you get your jibby jab yet?
Nah, I don't.
That's what I call it.
I'm losing track of all the boosters they want us to get.
Yeah.
But,
I just got out of YouTube jail because somebody in the background in my video mentioned fraud about the you-know-who.
about the
yeah, it wasn't even me saying it. It was somebody in the background, and I rewatched the video, and they got me for election misinformation, and that was the only thing mentioned about elections. It was just somebody in the background.
You should start sneaking Black Lives Matter into your. Just say Black Lives Matter during every stream.
Yeah.
And you'll probably be safe. Like, yeah, this guy thinks Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
He supports Black Lives Matter. Good. Yeah, do that.
Well,
Try that.
I could never say that though.
You can never say that. You can never say that.
Yeah.
But we're out here today for Maureen. I titled this live stream. I'm live right now.
Mm-hmm.
This one's for Maureen.
Yeah. We have Maureen's Christian flag.
I'm gonna
See it
go
over there. We're gonna fly it at every single flag wave.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt inspired by your video for the tribute.
Yeah.
All the best clips of her.
Yeah, we had a celebration of life yesterday in Longwood, and we played that video on loop throughout the 3 hours we were there.
Yeah, I would have made it, but we had an appointment for the little one.
Yeah. How's he doing?
Oh, he's good, man. He's getting big.
Yeah. They grow fast.
Yeah, he'll be asking to borrow the car any minute now.
I tell
They
you,
grow
right
fast,
now,
dude.
Okay, and I'm not even joking. It's gonna sound like something maybe your parents would have said, but I remember the day my daughter was born like it was yesterday, and she got married 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Wow.
Gone out of the house, onto her own life and everything, man. You know, and it went like that.
It's crazy.
In the
man.
moment, it seemed to just, like it was never gonna end, but it's over. It's a memory now.
Yeah, man.
So enjoy it.
Definitely.
It does go fast.
So what's going on since the last time I was out here? We had an SUV run over a bunch of people at a Christmas parade. An SUV just swerved and hit a bunch of people.
Yeah.
They didn't say if a person was behind the wheel, but we know an SUV did it.
And it sucks because what we got to do is we got to point out, hey, look, it was a black dude that hated white people. Okay. Instead of saying it how it is, it was just an asshole. You know what I mean? But we have to bring that to people's attention because we got the media every day, our crooked fake news media trying to convince us that white supremacy and white hate is killing everybody. And Biden even said it's an existential threat, our biggest threat. You know, when stuff like this is happening, but the media won't talk about it. It's already out of the news a little.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to call attention to the guy's race because that's the only way you can fully explain the lack of coverage. Because people won't understand otherwise why it's not getting the coverage. But that Michigan school shooter, he's getting charged as a terrorist, charged as an adult.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, hopefully they do the same thing to the guy in Wisconsin. That guy's going to go to prison for life. You know he is.
Well, he could bond out right now.
But you never know with the Democrats, right?
You never know.
The guy that set the Christmas tree on fire in front of Fox News, was it yesterday or the day before? He's already out walking around. He could go up and set fire and do it again. They resurrected it.
Why won't they highlight the fact that that was probably politically motivated, if not it's ideologically driven? You could be an anti...
Well, there's a lot of mental people out running around, and they don't keep them in jail, so it could have just been a crazy person.
This might be a hot take, but we need to go back to those insane asylums, man. I think we need to open those back up.
I don't know when we stop doing that. I think
and maybe put some politicians in there.
Yeah, exactly. So my video today is I'm talking about Jussie Smollett because he got convicted. And I'm trying to put the Democrat Party, in my video, I'm trying to portray the fact that Jussie Smollett is the Democrat Party. Because he's propagating a fake hate crime, racial hate crime, when the Democrats push that fake racism narrative every single day. The Democrat Party does, and so does the fake news.
Yep.
He is the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like he is the embodiment of what they claim to represent.
Right.
We care about black people, gay people. He's black and gay, so he has that intersectional thing going for him. And the best thing you can do as a Democrat is get yourself in some kind of victimhood situation where a black gay man was attacked by two white Trump supporter, straight white men, and boom, the media just ran with it. But they knew his story was BS, man.
But in the mainstream news, though, they're gonna stop talking about this very soon.
They'll forget about it quickly. Happy Friday. Horns are honking. Who's this stranger that's here? Me. I know. It's good to be
Came all
out
the way
here.
from Palatka.
From where?
Palatka.
Palatka. Where's that?
Flags.
Hour and 45 minutes north.
I know where Opelika is, right? Opelika, wherever that is. That's
Palatka
south.
is where there's been a recent, I guess, over the past 8 months, maybe a year or so. They've been battling on the courthouse property. They have a monument to all Confederate soldiers, and BLM was marching through, and they were going to threaten to tear it down.
Is that up in St. Augustine?
No, it was
There too.
well. If you come over to Palatka from St. Augustine and head up 207 west, you can't help but run into Palatka.
The difference between St. Augustine and Palatka was Palatka didn't cave. The monument is still there. St. Augustine caved.
We fought for that.
And in St. Augustine, it's even worse than that. They put it to a vote in St. Augustine, and the people overwhelmingly voted to leave the monument there, and the lefty commission took it down anyways.
Kind of like how we overwhelmingly voted for Trump, but they gave us Joe Biden anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can make sense. Now it makes sense to me. Wow. Sad that they did that. Good to see you too,
I
man.
always wanted to run into you somewhere.
Oh.
I figured if I hang out with this dude right here, I would eventually
He's been to quite a few flag waves.
Yeah.
Quite a bit,
I got to come back. I think by next year, things are going to pick up because we'll be in midterms. It'll be time to reelect the governor, and there's going to be more energy,
People need to be
enthusiasm,
fired up,
and I'll have, my son will be older, so I'll be able to.
Not to mention,
Come out
just
a little
think in
more.
the future, whether it's 6 months, 8 months down the road, how much worse it's going to be in this country. How much will gas be? How much will inflation be?
Well, he's bragging about how gas prices are coming down by a few cents, and he's saying Americans to pay their fair share. Americans, we're lowering the gas price for you.
Yeah. Don't
I'm a
believe your
generous
lying
guy.
eyes, guys.
Right,
Don't
I am a
believe-
generous God.
Yeah.
It's like, how you going to brag about inflation and then dropping it a little bit? It's still extraordinarily high. If you raise the price to $3.50 a gallon, and you're like, hey, look, it's $3.47. Aren't you happy?
Well, Biden's going to fix it. You know how? He just had a behind closed door meeting with all media, and they're
Saying,
working
hey,
out a deal for
cover
them to
me
shill
better.
for him and to cover it up.
Please shill harder for me.
Yeah.
You're not giving me. They said that the media, I forget who it was, that said that Trump gets, or Biden gets just as bad of coverage as Trump, if not worse.
That is hilarious.
Hey, Mike.
What's going on, man? Bottleneck.
Man,
Good
yeah,
to see you,
good to
man.
see you.
I love the hat. Love the hat.
Those are my anti-Biden suit.
Yeah.
I'm Steve, Mike.
Gas is over $5 in
Drop the
California.
glasses.
Oh, it's up to $6
Nice to meet
in
you,
some
man.
counties.
Yeah.
Oh, go
Got a good
Sanford
squad out
on,
here.
Reinhardt at the Murphy in front of Walmart. 305. I about fell out of my car. So I was going to get gas.
Well, Biden thinks that you're paying your fair share of gas
I
now.
heard about that.
You heard
Yeah.
about that? It's just, you're paying your fair share. They measure success by failure. That's why he's trying to pat himself on the back over a job well done. Like, hey, gas prices went up to $3.50, but hey, we lowered it by 3 cents. Aren't you proud of me?
Because
Aren't you
I
happy?
opened up the reserves. And you sold half of the shit.
Right.
You
Tell
see
it
that
like it
other
is.
thing now?
The what?
Why don't we see the coverage of when he talked to Putin? It's blacked out. You can't miss. You know what you got to do? You got to go to the TASS news media from Russia, where they're broadcasting it in English, so you can go see it. And
Yeah.
he is. He's waving at him.
Yeah.
He's waving at him.
Some people think we might be going to war with Russia.
What would you do if you're Putin? Looking at this jackass in front of you,
Man. He's a pushover.
and he knows that the Republicans are going to come back and not put up with that.
Exactly.
And his big, and then he said that troops are off the table. You never say that. If you learn from the shit from Jimmy Carter,
All right.
that's like
See,
a green light.
Russia wouldn't be trying any of this
Under Trump?
under Trump. We actually had
No.
peace
Yeah.
around the world, like literally brokering peace treaties in the Middle East.
And now the foreign nations realize
North and South Korea speaking, like, people forget that war is still technically going on,
Oh, yeah.
the Korean War.
It's just the truth.
But it's like, you know, we had peace around the world, which is good for the world, but I mean,
Biden's a wreck, nightmare. And all these foreign countries, especially France, oh, Trump's this, Trump's that. Remember the dollar in London with the Trump?
Yeah.
They miss him. Because
Yeah.
now Biden's got the world. Trump, I mean, if the Chinese go after Taiwan, that's a world war. Russia goes after Ukraine.
yeah,
Europeans ain't going to do jack shit. They're going to give them these super sanctions. And, you know, Putin laughs at that.
yeah.
He's got more money than all of them put together.
Do you think Biden is actually threatening China
No,
if they bomb Taiwan?
no.
But, you know, the bottom line is Biden's not doing anything. It's his handlers. And we
That's
wanna
true.
know who those handlers are.
The highest bidder.
If you can
Right
march
now-
down New York City, the Communist Party or whatever, that's not a good sign. But you see the new mayor of New York coming in with the BLM threatening to burn down the city? Go
Yeah.
try it, he says. Try it. You'll get locked up and you're not getting out.
Yeah,
Because he can do that with a lot of charges.
yeah. He's a law and order guy.
So he's hiring the cops back, more
Yep.
cops. He's enforcing every law in the city books.
Yep.
You know, that's vagrancy laws. Who else did that to clean that city up?
Giuliani.
Yep. Guess who
Yeah.
his police commissioner is going to be? Giuliani's police commissioner.
Really? Good. Good. Love it for New York.
And New York support it. I can't wait.
They need it desperately. All right, so if you're just tuning in, we're here for Maureen, who passed away 3 weeks ago. Orange City, this is the spot where last time I was here, it was several months ago, so last time I was here I saw her, and it's just the energy, you can tell it's not the same, but here's her flag. This is the flag she always waved. So just wanted to pay tribute to her.
What I think it is.
Her energy will be missed,
It looks like Christine on the flag.
for sure. It seems like there's more cars than people out here. Honestly does. And there's cars back there you can't even see. Oh well. There's definitely more flags than people. Somebody in my live stream the other day had the nerve to say Florida can do better than Ron DeSantis, but they couldn't actually name a person. Why am I not surprised by that? How you doing? All the people destroying our country gotta go. Mitch McConnell, I mean, it's not just Democrats. You hear a lot of people say Democrats, Democrats. What about the loser Republicans, the rhinos? What happened to Maureen, says Gay Bear. Maureen passed away of heart attack. I believe actually 3 weeks ago today. It was on a Friday. So she went to a flag wave right here in this spot where we are right now, like a normal Friday. And then she went home and just passed away in her sleep. So they had a gigantic memorial for her yesterday. And I wasn't able to make it, but I felt inspired to come out here today because I don't come to these flag waves nearly as often as I would like to. But yeah, that's what happened. She passed away. She was a very just kind person. Like, I didn't know her that well. I only ever interacted with her at these kind of events. And she was always nice, always coming up to me, always asking how I was doing. She gave me a book for my son. She gifted it to me. It's a book that can read when he gets a little older.
Come on, people, we need you.
Yeah, we need more people out here, right?
There's some big ones going around the country. We should have been the biggest.
We started it. I feel like the flag wave started here in Florida.
Certain people watch this. There's Fauciism. I swear I started that. And now the governor's using it.
Fauciism.
Fauciism.
Yeah.
Got a severe. Remember I said Remember I said Bidenism? Then I started with
Yeah.
Fauciism.
Yeah.
That'll be next. Let's go Fauciism.
They also stole bottleneck from you, you know?
Yeah.
They got all those cargo ships bottlenecked off the coast. They stole that from you.
I know, but I'm the really true bottleneck.
You're the original bottleneck.
Right. I got the wounds to show it.
This is true.
I do.
It's true. Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Orange.
But I felt
Norman
ins-
Beach. That's over almost 2 years ago already.
But I felt inspired to come out today because of Maureen, you know?
Yeah, that was sad.
That was so
It's a
sad.
shock. You could feel it.
Mhm.
You just feel her presence is not here.
Yeah, it's different. It's different for sure. And
That's why we're not going to get bold. You know, her, respect to her.
right. I love that you guys have her flag out here,
Yeah, all by
still
itself.
waving
I
it.
think we should do that.
So I assume the funeral service already took place.
Yeah, they had a.
I know there was a memorial yesterday, but that wasn't
Yeah.
the actual funeral,
No,
was
that's
it?
all he's doing, a celebration of life.
Okay.
So we had like our own pop-up, I guess you want to call it, on the Sunday after she passed at the VFW in the Barry. There
Yeah.
must have been hundreds back there, flag, just for her.
Yeah.
Sunday, which helped. And then we went in a large caravan all around the neighborhood, 3 laps. I mean, we filled the whole neighborhood up with cars.
Yeah, I saw that.
People outside taking pictures and all that, and waving. And they had a lot of her neighbors at that yesterday.
Mhm.
She was a good person.
Yeah. She was really good. That's just what I was telling the people here on this live stream is she just had kind energy. I didn't know her super well, but every time I saw her here, she always had the same positive vibe.
Yeah, if
You
you
know?
look up the dictionary for kind person, her pictures, she's legit.
And you know,
She wouldn't argue even with the opposition. She, I don't
Yeah.
shit. I talk.
the
And she
world
did.
needs
She got-
more people like her, you know, in a world that's got so much dark energy. It's
So
good
she
to have
could
somebody
spot
that's
the real
positive.
evil ones. She'd say, no, no, no. But then
Yeah.
she could see the lost souls. She talked to the lost souls, and a lot of times
Yeah.
they would listen to her. She'd give them a little thing. They'd come back, talk to her. None of that BLM or Antifa crap.
But when it's your time, it's your time. You know, tomorrow's not promised to any of us.
We ate
Not
with her on
any of
Friday.
us.
2 weeks ago, we ate. It's only 2 weeks. We ate with her, and then she went home and had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I found out on Sunday, I believe, Sunday night.
I found out Sunday too.
Yeah, it was on Facebook, and somebody said, and somebody texted me too. Do you know
Yeah.
Maureen passed? I'm like, whoa, wonder which Maureen. I know it's not our Maureen.
Yeah.
So I called Jeff. What's this one about Maureen? Which one died? And he was upset. He goes,
Yeah.
Crawford. I'm like, what? We just ate with her.
Yeah. Like, how can this be? I just saw her. You know. Yeah.
Jeff took it hard. He was going to stop the whole thing.
He what?
He was going to stop all this.
Yeah.
And he was going to do it one time, and she made sure he kept it up.
Yeah.
And then we were talking to Jeff. Jeff, you got to keep it up for Maureen's sake. And we all keep your spirits up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take back everything. We'll take back America. For
Yeah.
Maureen, at least.
Now she's resting peacefully in the heavenly kingdom. You know.
And she's up there watching now. Maybe she can get some words with the old man up there.
Yeah.
Hey, nah, she wouldn't do that.
Right. She can ask God, why are we dealing with this communist regime?
Communists marching in the streets of New York City. Ay, ay, ay. And then the news media makes it look like there's thousands of them.
I know.
There's less than 50.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's outrageous. At least they got the new mayor. He looks like he's got some.
Yeah, he seems like
he's
he's.
got the Republicans back. That'll tell
That's
you.
true. And he's a Democrat, but hey,
Giuliani, I believe, is going to be his police commissioner. Not Giuliani. Giuliani's police commissioner.
yeah.
And he wants every law on the books of New York City enforced. You know how many laws they could do? Jaywalking. They could do the stop and frisk, and check you out if you have an open can of beer or anything. 9 times out of 10, you got a warrant against you, and you're out in jail with no bail. Guess what? That shit's going to be over too.
Yeah.
They say he can't end that because it's a law in the New York legislature. You can sign an executive order in New York. It works both ways.
They said you're going to need about 4 boosters, 4 shots for the Omicron variant, man. I think they should just implement a punch card. Like,
Dude, I don't even talk.
after you get your 10th vaccine, you get the punch card, you get some Pfizer
I don't even
stock
talk
or
about
something.
the vaccine on my channel
You should-
anymore. I can't.
Anything.
Oh.
You
if I
mention
even
a word,
if I even say the word vaccine, they'll go get him.
no.
I
All you
get a
got to
strike.
do is I put something on there about Maureen being an anti-vax, or she really didn't want anybody. Boom! I got a warning.
Yeah.
I got a warning. then I got a semi-warning
They are out to
today
get
to
me,
watch what I post.
I'm not anti-vax. I'm anti-mandate.
Yeah.
They're like psychotic with it. They're like tricking kids with pizza to get it and stuff.
There's
It's
a reason
weird.
for all this.
They're getting weird.
So, Mike, what do you think? Jussie Smollett is going to be convicted, or the sentencing will be in a couple weeks. He could, if they inflict the maximum punishment on him, he'll be in prison for 20 years. No,
Well,
20 years. Don't you think? You think that's a little harsh?
I think that he's not even going to do a day in prison. I mean, if you think about it, it's been 3 years since he was charged.
Yeah.
He paid for a defense attorney when he knows that it's a lie. The brothers who he hired to do it, those two big black Nigerians, they testified against him. All the evidence was against him. He maintained his life. He lied under oath, right? And it's just now coming to a prosecution where he's found guilty. In my opinion, he won't do a day in jail. I'll put it this way. He'll do about as much time in prison as Alec Baldwin and Hillary Clinton and all the other elites of this two-tier justice system.
What do you think should be his punishment? How much time?
Max.
Like if it was up to you.
I can't really put a number on it. Honestly,
the
like
maximum penalty was
What if
5
he
years.
got
I
10?
think
What
I would
if they
say
sentenced him?
I would say maximum penalty
I think it's
because
only 5 years.
Do you think he should be 20 years inside prison?
well,
for
if you
that?
think about the resources that went towards that were wrapped up into his lie,
Millions.
his little stunt, and how many people could have lost their lives during the time when they were investigating this stupid crime?
Because all the resources were
himself.
wrapped up in him.
Right. And then he lied under oath, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how
I think
you-
just the lying under oath part is something totally separate.
Yeah.
And you should
Gucci's
definitely
getting away
add
with it.
time because of that.
yeah, and then Don Lemon was involved too. So,
Yeah,
I
he should
mean,
be fired.
Arrest Don Lemon too.
people forget about the fact that the Soros-backed prosecutor Kim Fox is the one who dropped his initial charges.
Yeah.
She's in trouble too.
Because Michelle Obama. So they're all
Advocate.
connected. They're all
Yeah.
tied. Kamala Harris had her stupid anti-lynching bill ready to go. This whole thing was staged.
Isn't lynching illegal? And wouldn't
Lynching's
that give you
already
life in
illegal.
prison anyways?
Just like murder is already illegal.
Yeah.
Lynching is illegal
Yeah.
You
already.
see what they're doing? They're setting this all up so they have an excuse to burn Luke murder. If he gets a tough sentence, we're going to be on the streets.
I mean,
he's going to
bottleneck.
get
What's-
3 months probation.
What would be justice to you? How much time would Smollett have to be sentenced to?
How old was
Term in
Maureen?
prison?
I think she was
Feel like
52 or 50. I'll
You want to
ask.
hit him hard?
I don't
Give
know.
him 5, 10
57,
years, and
someone
then you gotta
said.
pay back
Yeah,
all
that sounds about right.
City of Chicago plus. Court costs.
Something smells good. I'm hungry, man.
You got the freaking liberals out there. He's been oppressed. He did this. He's just standing up for a reason. I mean,
And what about the people who may actually still be experiencing hate crimes out there? Now it's like the boy who cried wolf. Don't they teach you that in school? Now, because of his lie, because of all these hate crime hoaxes, if there's someone who actually gets abused, nobody will believe them.
There's been a lot of fake hate
And
crimes.
they lie about the statistics. They say reported hate crimes are on the rise. Yes, that's true, reported hate crimes, but how many hate crimes after being investigated are
and it
actually
goes
real?
both ways with that.
They
hate
lie.
crimes. They hate crime against Chinese.
They must lie.
Whites, blacks, everybody gets a hate crime.
Right, that Stop Asian Hate BS,
Yeah.
that ended quick. As soon as you Google
See
Asian
who's doing
hate
it.
crime suspects and click
All
images,
black men.
you see it's all black dudes. They're like, oh wait, that doesn't work because we can't frame
We're talking about
white people, white
It doesn't
supremacy.
fit the narrative.
Yeah.
Why can't we just be honest? It's mostly black dudes committing the crime.
They come out with a big
Murder.
lie, and the truth slowly seeps out for everybody
Well,
to
that's
see.
what-
I'll get called
Every
some
time.
crazy names for saying what everybody knows is true,
Yeah.
but some people don't want to admit that it's true. When you think of a dangerous neighborhood, you think of places like Philly, Chicago,
Yeah.
places over there.
Yeah.
It's like that dickhead you had here. a couple
Nobody
East
ever
Oakland.
says, I don't want to go through that hood neighborhood where it's all white people.
Right.
No.
But not all. But
What
see,
about the professor you had here 2 weeks ago? If that guy in the thing here knows everything, I want him to come back. I'll give him a quiz. He won't even know what's up and down.
Joe Biden voter pull in. I posted it.
I thought I saw it. Yeah, he was
military
in his
guys
truck,
been here
right?
for 100 years, man. I was in the military for 28 years. I wish I was there.
Dude,
I asked
there's
him what
somebody-
branch you were in.
Dude,
Oh,
somebody-
Navy. Oh, yeah. What were you? A colonel.
Listen, dude, no. Somebody came on to lives in this area. They know that guy. They said he's never done a day in the military. It was all bullshit.
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah.
Should ignore him next time.
Well, the
See,
guy
these
comes
people
up,
are
he doesn't
liars,
think
man.
do it. He's I'm not getting nearly the views, but he doesn't realize he's talking to a YouTuber guy who I'm getting, that video got
Imagine if he ran
10,000
into him.
views.
Imagine raining live.
Go, Brandon!
Yeah! I'm here with the biggest jackass in.
They love to lie, man. They're committed to lies. Like, think about Jussie Smollett. He's taken his lies to the grave. He admits to this day, it was white guys in MAGA hats that threw bleach on me and screamed MAGA country.
And you think
And then-
only the idiots believe this shit.
And now he's blaming the brothers for, like, they didn't like me because I was gay.
I think it was Joy
Like,
Behar.
come on,
was it
man.
her that said that it's not out of the ordinary, or not out of that the black guys could have been wearing whiteface. This was what she was saying. So she was saying that.
I mean, they're grasping at straws.
They're
It's
grasping at
it's
straws.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing. These people ought to be
they're crying
ashamed.
wolf, like you say. You know what else is a problem with this vaccine and these whatever variants? They keep crying wolf. Now look.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening to them. They want to lynch the son of a bitch. Fauci. People have had enough of Fauciism. Period. They've had enough. And the guy is so on science and all this. You ain't dick. You don't even know. Real scientists know what they're talking about.
Well, he said if you question him or criticize him,
Yeah.
you're criticizing science itself. There's almost nothing more narcissistic.
Yeah.
And how
you
many
could say.
scientists have come out and said it's not a big deal? You shouldn't be
Right.
doing this.
If he's like the definition of science, he's going to need to explain why you have to wear a mask walking into a grocery store or
outside.
restaurant.
Science
But the
isn't
minute
a-
you sit down,
Yeah.
you're not spreading COVID anymore.
Science isn't a dictatorship.
Right.
What about all
One
the
guy doesn't
illegals?
get to determine
Well,
what.
we can't stop the illegals. Oh.
Right. COVID knows if you've been vaccinated or not, so that's why unvaccinated people are the petri dish.
Yeah.
Right. And
It's
everyone
crazy
knows.
that Biden wants to secure Ukraine's borders and help protect their borders, but he won't do that to our borders.
Right. And he's willing to send
You
our
realize
troops
that
over there.
Trump
Yeah,
had
give me a break.
7,500 troops down at the border when he was in, and 20,000 Mexican troops on the other side. Now he's begging Mexico to do it again, and they want a whole shopping list of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Because they know he's
it's
weak.
a week. He's supposed to put everything back, but it's not that easy.
Weak, sorry.
Unless your name is
excuse for-
Trump or DeSantis.
Yeah.
And if Trump doesn't run or something happens to him, this press corps is going to have a real nightmare.
Right.
We'll have a President DeSantis and we can't touch him. The guy's squeaky clean, a war hero.
DeSantis?
Yeah, they
Oh,
tried
yeah.
everything. They tried with Matt Gaetz. That ballooned out of nowhere.
Yep. They try everything.
And that might
Me-
be the next governor of New York. I keep saying Florida. I keep saying that.
Who?
Gaetz.
Remember when DeSantis was running against Gillum and they said, oh, he said, monkey this up. It was a racist trope against Gillum. I'm like, you guys are the ones thinking this. This is what's going on in your sick head.
Biggest racist.
The biggest racists are the ones that cry racism all the
Put a
time.
mirror up.
They're the ones constantly thinking
Look
about
in
it.
the mirror when you scream race
Right.
or racist.
I'm just saying, it doesn't work, man.
Like
That might work on mouth
these
breathers.
COVID variants are getting at it. The whole world knows it. There's
People
rebellion all
uber
over the
slow.
world. They're just not. I mean, the kids running away in Australia and they have to recapture them. What kind of
Right,
bullshit?
what did it say? People that tested negative are getting put in health camps. Come on,
They
man.
are. It's proof.
Psychotic.
And they, you know why? They
Turning
don't mess,
people off.
They don't mess with the interior of Australia, just the cities. You know why? They still have their guns. They won't go near the interior with this crap.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people are turned off now in America because a lot of people signed up for the 2 shots, the first and the second one, but now they're like, you're going to need 4 boosters. People are like, nah, I'm done. I'm done.
It's like my wife. She went to the doctor yesterday. She got a lecture while she has to get a 3rd shot. I said, she should have just walked away. I told her to drop dead. Well,
Right.
not you. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I went to the VA that time and they would give me a lecture on how to get it. So she was done with the prescriptions. Make sure I get it. What are you doing? I might, poison you. I might have the Rona.
The Rona.
And then there was a thing they wanted to take the medication from the veterans or their services away if they didn't get a vax. That didn't go forward.
It's crazy.
I got the vaccine. The only reason I got it, I wasn't going to.
Cringe, corny, rap cartoons, pizza, burgers, beer, lap dances, a night with an escort, a lady of the night. They've offered everything. They've offered everything and nobody will take. The people who wanted to get vaccinated already got vaccinated. All the bribery. I was just going over all the bribery. Pizza, burgers, beer,
Sure about the little kid
lottery. We'll put you through college. Yeah. You can have a private session with a lady of the night.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Over in, I want to say Netherlands or something like that.
Yeah, so now they're not really bribing you. Now they're just forcing you. Anybody that's taking
I just want to know, how far is the government willing to go? Is the government willing to show up at people's door with the military?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Come inside your house and inject you? With
You got to find out how much money they promised Big Pharma. Then you'll know the answer.
Well, how many people, think about how many people stand to gain from the extension of this pandemic. The Pfizer CEO, of course, he's going to recommend his product, his for-profit product. Hey, you know what we need to stop the Omicron? Probably 3 more Pfizer shots. You don't say. The salesman is selling me something.
Who doesn't
Wow.
think that Joe Biden is getting a cut off of these?
He probably owns stock.
Every single person that gets vaxxed.
Well, you saw that they
stock.
fund the media, right? You
Yeah.
saw, brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah.
So the people that are pushing it the hardest either have stock or they're being bankrolled
dude.
directly.
Oh, no.
Or,
And-
you know, they got lobbyists, obviously, in D.C. So a lot
month
of...
ago,
Yeah.
the biggest stock owned by congressmen and women was Pfizer.
I don't doubt it.
Probably right now the #1 stock.
Yeah. Fauci's financially tied. Bill Gates is tied.
Yeah, we live in the most crooked country on the planet.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
That's it.
That's probably one of the best things you can say is you're not in it.
I love this country.
Yeah, we're lucky to live here. I feel blessed to live here. If we don't fight just a little bit harder, well, we're going to lose it all. Half the country is convinced that socialism is the way to go.
I think it's less than half the country. I think it is a small minority of people that want that. They have the megaphone. You ever hear the term "the squeaky wheel gets the grease"?
Yeah.
It's them.
Well, we're going to find out in 2022.
Prime example, Ilhan Omar, big loudmouth in Minnesota, talking about dismantle the police, dismantle it. We need to get rid of the police. When it came to vote, people in Minneapolis said hell no.
Yeah.
Because they're not on board with it. Most people aren't on board with it.
Once they taste a little bit of it, they don't want no more of it.
That's why they voted in some of those local elections in New York, Buffalo, New York. They had a communist mayor that was supposed to be a shoe-in. She lost.
Yeah.
She lost to someone who was still a Democrat, but not a
But he was
communist.
pushing law and order, wasn't he?
Yeah, probably.
He said, I'm not
He-
defunding the police.
He just wasn't like super unhinged and whacked out. That's what I think. I just think that, especially now that they're saying you need to basically get lifelong booster injections, people who were like, I signed up for 2 shots, I'm done. There's plenty of people that are like, they're finally starting to get it. They're finally like, hey, maybe this thing will never end. Maybe there's always going to be a new variant, and there's always going to be a new shot they want me to take.
Well, some people take the shot and they don't have any side effects. And that's probably most people, but there's a lot of people that are suffering or being injured by this vaccine. And
Not
they have-
true.
They have no recourse.
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of people don't even need it. They've already gotten the virus.
I had it.
Yeah.
I am this much afraid of it.
They deny
Not afraid of it.
natural immunity. What kind of scientist denies natural immunity? And all the people that still fearmonger about it, if you don't get vaccinated, you're most likely to end up in the hospital. It's like, no, we have monoclonal antibodies. We have early treatments that have already saved probably millions of lives, which is why they tried to limit the supply in Florida. They don't want
No one's
people
died
to-
of Omicron.
They don't want people to be safe from COVID. They want people injected with Pfizer. I wish they would just be honest and say, we don't care if you get COVID or not. We don't care if you live or die. What we want is to get the needle in your arm so we can actually
Well, they're
control
telling
you.
people, if you've had COVID, still get the booster. Or still
We
get
need
the
you
shot.
to bend the knee to this big pharmaceutical industrial
Omicron
complex.
is the very last variant before it morphs into the common flu. No one has died of Omicron. And they're still trying to fearmonger, and no one's falling for it.
That probably makes people sad in the media. Like, we need death. They thrive
They got
on
a
the
lot of good
chaos.
ratings from
They
this.
love death. They love riots. They love violence. They love racial hostility. That's why they promote it all day long.
Yeah.
It's what sells. It's what gets ratings and clicks.
Their
and
best ratings in the history of the media has been the riots and the virus.
Yep.
And they made a lot of money off it because everybody was glued to the TV.
Yep. If it doesn't bleed, it doesn't lead.
Yeah. It's all part.
I'm looking at the chat. We got a lot of people watching. Well, 165. If you haven't yet, give it a thumbs up already, please. God bless you for being here today. Thank you for tuning in on this Friday. There's some unhinged people out here driving by, saying things that won't change my mind. Yelling at me, saying I suck. Okay, I think I agree with you now. Goofballs. Anyways, we're out here for... Where'd the flag go? Where is it? Oh, it's over there. For people just tuning in. This is the flag that Maureen waved every single week out here at this street corner. So I felt like it was, I just felt inspired to come out and do a flag wave. You guys know I don't do these all the time. I used to do them like twice a week, especially during 2020 before the election. But anyway, so we're out here for Maureen. I felt inspired by Paint the Trump's video. He did a video tribute to her yesterday. I wish I could honestly have come out here sooner, like after she passed initially, like 3 weeks ago. But nonetheless, she's with the Lord. You know, life is short. You cannot take life for granted. You can't just assume you're going to wake up tomorrow. But we're all guilty of it. We all make plans for tomorrow. We don't even know that we're going to wake up tomorrow. You can't even say right now, you know for a fact you're waking up tomorrow. You don't. I mean, a lot of people assume they were going to see her the next day or the next week or the next time she came to Flag Wave, and that was not the case. So, not to get preachy, just say, give people the flowers while they can smell them. But she was lovely. She was a very nice lady. Genuine, positive, happy. She broke up a lot of potential would-be fights out here. You get some hotheads out here, and you obviously got crazies that will stop their car and get out and try to get buck wild in the name of progressive causes or whatever it is they're fighting for. They're more just fighting against us. But anyway, she was the voice of reason out here. Someone's saying, how did she pass? She had, she suffered a heart attack. And for people wondering, no, she was not vaccinated to my knowledge. So, because I know that's the thing, right? When people die now, especially if it's unexpected or they're young or they seem like they were in good health, it's automatically assumed that it was due to a certain thing that they're trying to make us take. You guys obviously know what that thing is. That's not the case all the time. It's really not. It wasn't the case with her. And to my knowledge, it was not the case for Demarius Thomas, who's just passed away at the age of 33. Former Broncos wide receiver. That's my team, my home state, Denver, Colorado. So that was sad. But a lot of people are dying for other reasons. And that's just it. We have to remember that. People are dying for other reasons. They want you to believe that everything is centered around COVID. It's just not. They're lying. They've been lying. There are worse things going on in our world than COVID. Like a million things I can name. Mainly people covering up for pedophiles and human traffickers. How much Ghislaine Maxwell coverage did you get this week? I certainly didn't get much. Twitter nuked the page that was providing live updates of the trial. So in the most literal sense of protecting pedophiles, that's what Twitter has committed to doing. It's really disgusting. Got a lot of violence and evil prevailing in the world right now. So I think all that is worse than COVID, including the people who are pushing the COVID narrative. You're going to die unless you get Pfizer. Take my chances, buddy. Anyway, I won't be out here too long because the sun is going to be setting here in Central Florida, but it's a beautiful day, beautiful December Friday afternoon. I really got to come out here more. I know people are always saying, Mike, you should go to those flag waves. Trust me, I want to get out of the house too. I get tired of sitting in front of a computer screen, especially when I've had this channel for now almost 4 years. And for the 4 years I've had this channel, the majority of the time I've been doing things like this, or at least making videos on the go in my work van, not sitting at home. So I say all that to say I might try to make this a more regular thing on Friday. What does this flag say? Democrats, change that matters. Can y'all see that? It might be inverted because I got the camera facing me, the front facing camera. Very creative flags out here. It's actually kind of peaceful. Did y'all hear that? Somebody screamed. It's weird. Weirdos. Who do you know that does that? I wouldn't care if it was a bunch of communists out here flying flags. I wouldn't stop everything I'm doing to come out here, and because you have the right to do that. I stand with freedom of speech, but I wouldn't drive by and scream out of my window and almost rear end somebody. There's a lot of people that are not playing with a full deck. So, you know, not everything is about COVID, but it is very interesting that 300 athletes and counting worldwide have mysteriously just collapsed in the field of play. Nobody can explain why, but they're having heart failure, cardiac arrest, and these are the healthiest people on earth. People that run for a living, soccer players, basketball players, football players. People are just collapsing in 2021 with heart failure. Young, healthy, fit, in shape people. Nobody knows why. Just a mystery. Unsolved mystery. And also, what is they're saying, like 200,000 people are suffering from heart, I forget what it is, like some kind of heart issue due to post-traumatic, post-pandemic stress disorder. So that's the thing now. So in 2021, you've got hundreds of healthy, fit athletes going into cardiac arrest suddenly for no reason. We don't know why. And then you've got over 200,000 people suffering from post-pandemic stress disorder, but the main symptom of that is heart failure or heart disease. And that's on top of, you know, the 78% of people who are hospitalized due to COVID that are overweight. Not jabbing at overweight people, just saying what's true. The majority of people that are hospitalized and getting really sick are people that are overweight. I mean, that's just common sense, right? I mean, the most obese countries, the most obese states, the most obese people have higher rates of hospitalization. But you're not allowed to talk about that. That's medical misinformation. I apologize to the YouTube overlords. Speaking of which, I should probably figure out a way to live stream on Rumble. People keep saying you can live stream on Rumble. I have not seen it yet. I am Rumble illiterate. I am alternative media illiterate. I don't know how to use these platforms. The interfaces are weird. They're not user friendly. At least they're not mic user friendly. So yeah, Julian Assange. They're gonna extradite Julian Assange to the United States apparently, and he's gonna face charges for being a journalist and exposing corruption around the world. Why did Donald J. Trump not pardon Julian Assange again? I'm not really able to connect the dots and figure out why. Lil Wayne got a pardon, and Kodak Black and other rappers, and I mean, that's whatever. But why not pardon Julian Assange? Maybe it wouldn't have made a difference. I don't know. But that's just news that came out, I think, in the last day or so. And also, guys, don't forget, because I know the media wants you to forget, that there was a terrorist attack about 3 weeks ago in Waukesha, Wisconsin, in which 60 plus people were run over by an SUV, a red SUV with no driver, rolled over a bunch of people, including the dancing grannies. An 8-year-old boy was killed, and the media wants you to just forget that as they try to themselves dump that down the memory hole. Never let them forget about that. A terrorist attack that was ideologically driven. It was absolutely in retaliation to the Rittenhouse jury. There's a lot of distractions out here. Not used to that. They want you to forget about it. It didn't happen. Meanwhile, that kid in Michigan that shot up his school is being charged as an adult and a terrorist. Make it make sense. And I think those charges are appropriate to kill people. That's, to me, is a terrorist attack. But if you're black with dreadlocks and you're a career criminal, including a sex offender, and you were already on bail for trying to run someone over and kill them with your car, it's not a terrorist attack. It is intentional homicide, and you'll be granted $5 million bail by a very weak judge. They want you to forget about it because there's a black dude that killed white people. You're supposed to just let that go. You know, you get a lot of hypocrites that will talk about how, why do you care, Mike? You're not Caucasian, you shouldn't care. But the same people who think that, or would say that, would get mad that you're not being a white ally, you're not standing up for BLM cause. Shouldn't you stand up to all of the BS? Shouldn't you stand up and speak out against all forms of evil, regardless of race? Why would you cherry pick and then expect to be taken seriously? You're gonna ignore it or downplay it or minimize it because the people who were victimized were the wrong skin color and you don't share their skin color, so therefore you care less. I just think it's wrong. And of course I'm gonna say it and call it out. Oh, what's going on over there? Police got somebody pulled over, or are they just in the turn lane having a conversation? Was somebody rear-ended? I don't know what's going on. Florida's a very strange place. You never know what you're going to see. I've seen people jaywalking on the highway. I've seen people hitchhiking on the highway, literally, thumbs up and everything, dragging a suitcase on the interstate. Not just like a 2-lane highway and they're off the side of the road. They're like in the far right lane, asking for people to slam on their brakes and give them a lift. You never know what you're going to see in the state. Somebody said beer and fishing in Florida next week. Can't wait. What part of Florida are you going to? The weather is unusually warm. This doesn't feel, as somebody who grew up in a cold weather state, it just feels weird for it to be this warm in December. Starting to miss my 4 seasons just a little bit. Not sure if it's enough to move back north yet, though Minnesota did give me some vibes last week. I do miss it, I won't lie. I miss Colorado somewhat. But you know, we're out here for Maureen. We're out here for our country, but I'm out here just to pay tribute to Maureen because last time I was here, she was out here. The energy's just not the same without her. Taking off? Yeah. Good to meet you, man.
I gotta drive an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. Drive safe, man.
All right, you too.
Oh, uh-oh. We got a car wreck. Somebody got rear-ended. Uh-oh. Let's see what's happening, guys. That looked like just a little fender bender. Distracted drivers. What I tell you guys, you never know what you're going to see in Florida. Obviously, this happens everywhere, but
Hi, Bud. No, why you did? Oh, her back? Oh. Her back's hurt. Yeah, her back's hurt.
so I mean, I'm no expert, but I think this is going to be okay. I think it's going to be fine.
Well,
I think they're going to survive, both of them.
yeah,
Oh,
she's
yes.
already
Oh,
screaming.
yes.
I've done my analysis, and I think both drivers will ultimately
Yeah, but she's
survive.
on speed dial to Morgan and Morton.
Like there's no damage.
What happened?
I didn't see anything.
I just heard it and turned around.
Whatever the liberal is, it's just for him.
But somebody was distracted.
Right now,
They're gonna want to see who did it. I didn't see anything.
There's a car stalled over there in that lane,
Here comes the
and
cop
the guy's
right
just talking
here. Right
to.
here.
Oh yeah.
Got another one for you. Okay.
Busy Friday. Have a burrito on me, Mike. You're the best. Kip, Joey, thank you. Thank you. I literally probably will get a burrito. We do not have even a fraction of the options that you have in Texas. However,
We advertised for it.
have you heard of Moe's? No, this is not an advertisement for Moe's, but it's the closest burrito place over here.
Ah, damn it.
We just don't have those options. I may have to come out to El Paso, get some of that good Mexican food over there. See, I try not to stand too close to the street at these things because you never know if, one, there's going to be a random car accident that a car might roll up on the curb and hit you, and two, you never know if somebody's so triggered that they decide to pull a Daryl Brooks. I try to dodge, generally speaking, the SUVs, because SUVs, you never know, they might just run you over. You know, when people run you over in an SUV, it's an accident. Even if they meant to do it, it's an accident. It's a car crash. Man, something smells good.
I did one up over here. It's just a flag that I made a frame out of PVC, and it's still holding up.
Stupid pine cone.
It's standing up, and if you had some rebar, and hammer in the ground, it'll just freestand. Oh, there you go.
Get a load of that, guys. Let medical freedom ring.
Need help sticking it on there? Oh, there you go. They're from out of state. They moved here for the freedom.
From where? Washington. Aha!
Yes.
Jay Inslee's not a very good guy, is he?
Oh.
You moved here specifically because we're free?
Well, we were trying to figure out where to go, which state we wanted to go to, and there was like 3 of them. But my daughter lives here too with my grandbabies, and so it won.
So you guys definitely left where you were living because of the tyranny over there.
Oh yes.
Were you in Seattle for the Summer of Love last year?
Oh,
Jenny
no.
Durkin described it as the Summer of Love. When
No.
Chaz
Seattle's
Chop.
just-
Until it turned into the
Seattle's
summer of
just
death.
gone.
the little communist
Yeah.
state, the little
Oh, I got it.
autonomous zone.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need any more of that? No.
Well, welcome to Florida.
Thank
Anybody planning to move here, just register as a Republican on your way in. That's the only real requirement that we ask. If you're going to move here just to vote Democrat, why? Why? Unless you're trying to commit political arson. why would you move here and then vote for policies that would change the reasons why you moved here? It would change everything about the state if you let some Democrat get in there. I'm coming next year for winter, somebody said. Somebody wants to leave Seattle. Please, I think you probably should. Get out of these cities. Somebody said her hair is beautiful. It was pretty long and flowy, wasn't it? Mike Nificent, you remind me a bit of myself. How so? SUVs gone wild. Right. Who's in New Smyrna? Pam? It's peaceful out here, you guys. If you just are tuning in right now and you have not yet, and you just so happen to like this content, hit the thumbs up, please. It will help me a lot. It helps this channel grow. Please do that if you haven't yet. Just give it a thumbs up. Help me circumvent YouTube's algorithmic demotion of my content. They abuse their content creators, as Sticks Hexenhammer says all the time. They do, absolutely. But hey, I pay bills with YouTube, so it's very much love-hate. It is my favorite app. There's so much information on there. How can you not love YouTube? You're all on YouTube right now. I tell you what though, the very minute Rumble can just carbon copy everything YouTube's doing, I will be over there. They love to play semantics though, don't they? Another random thing I just thought of. Remember that terrorist attack on Easter in Sri Lanka? Remember that? And you had Hillary and Obama say that it's tragic what happened when a bunch of Easter worshipers died. They always just say that. They'll say like a person died. They won't say the people were killed. They will never reveal that the motive of the person who did it. They never talk about that. They just say Easter worshipers died. Okay. I see the sick game you're trying to play. Anyway, I'm checking out this classic car right here, the Chevrolet Bel Air. This is great. It is beautiful. Shall we take a gander on the inside? Yeah. Looks like the original seats, obviously the original steering wheel, original odometer. That is real nice, man. Love to see it. But yeah, man, they're getting crazy out here with these vaccines. Trying to get kids to do it. Hey, how about a slice of pizza? Let us inject you with this thing. Don't tell your mom. We'll inject you with this thing and we're going to give you some pizza. These people are sick. Let's just drop a little bit. Yeah, they bribe kids with pizza.
I think I taught him a lesson. That's all he needs.
Did you guys hear that they bribed some kids with pizza to get the jab?
Oh, yes.
What do you think about that? It's kind of crazy.
That makes me angry.
Yeah.
As a mom, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Furious.
They should be sued.
Yeah.
Every parent should sue them.
Yeah.
They probably will be.
What?
And it's too bad you can't use the word. You can't use Pizzagate on that one. You got to come up with a different name.
Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Italian food gate.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything creative.
I don't know. but it's pretty
Italian triangle gates.
sick.
There
Yeah,
you
what were
go.
they thinking when they did that?
Triangle-shaped food.
Well,
gate.
they said that one of them said as they were given the shot, said, "Don't tell your parents, please, because we're gonna get in trouble."
Yeah, they're gonna get in some serious trouble.
Is it just me, or do the world's worst people have access to children? Whether it's Epstein or some unhinged teacher on TikTok, they're propagandizing them, trying to demoralize them, teaching them that their skin color matters.
It's a
Se-
huge wake-up call for
Yeah,
every
trying to
single
inject
parent.
them with stuff.
Yeah, let's hope people are paying attention to what's going on at school. If you got a kid in school, you need
Take
to have
them
your
out. Take them
Homeschool.
out of school.
homeschooling's up big time.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Well, not everybody can afford to do it. People gotta work, man. You know what I mean? To survive.
Well, in some places they're saying that the kids now have to be vaccinated by this time, whatever time they have to be vaccinated.
Yeah, but if you wait it out, the courts always seem to throw every one of these things out.
Yes, but
So jumping the gun and getting the vaxes, and if you don't want it, I'll wait.
This is the thing, though. Are they going to listen to the courts? They seem to think that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Are they going to actually listen to the courts?
Say in Mexico, the courts already said, Biden, you have to abide by
And
this,
they're
and
not
you're still
doing
not
it.
doing it.
They're not doing it.
Isn't that nuts?
So,
It's pretty
But
wild.
he
What
called
are they
Trump a
gonna listen
dictator.
to?
Biden.
Right. This guy's literally ruling by executive fiat from day one. How many executive orders has he signed? More than any president in history.
Not only
Kids
His
in
that,
first-
cages.
he said,
first
I don't
100
know
days.
what
How
I'm
many do they
signing
have in
here.
cages right now?
I know. During a so-called public health emergency, you're jamming a bunch of kids, unvaccinated, unmasked, in cages. Oh, I'm sorry. They call them overflow facilities
Yeah,
now that Trump's
they said,
not in there.
That's different. Because they said, well, what about these people coming over the border?
They're soft-sided
Oh, that's
structures.
different.
Unreal.
They're overflow
You know
facilities.
how
They're not
Biden is,
cages.
you know how Biden is fixed
Again, with the semantics, the
port-
euphemisms.
port problem we've been having
They
with all
think
the
we're
ships
dumb.
out there?
Oh, they're
He
charged.
told them to park 40 miles out, so it doesn't count. They're not really sitting there if they're 40 miles out. So you can't count them as waiting to come into
See
the
what
port.
they're counting on when they do that? They're counting on people not critically thinking,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's what they're thinking. They're
We still
like,
found out.
And so
But-
our governor said, come here, bring your stuff, come to our ports.
yeah.
I thought that was so
DeSantis?
great.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then they started doing it.
Yes, it's wonderful.
he's trying to lower our gas prices too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna knock off. It's not gonna take effect till
He's giving us a tax-free holiday.
January, February.
Yeah.
And the most he can knock off is like 30 cents a gallon, I think.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's all he can do. It's all he has in his power.
He's doing whatever he can, and that's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Even if it was only 5 cents, the fact that he's doing it,
But Biden
He's definitely
saved us
fighting
2
for us.
cents on gas.
yeah. And he said now Americans are paying their fair share. What does that mean? Sabotaging the energy sector is what the end game is. We know that.
the worst part
Climate
is we got
change
3 more
along
years of
will
this
happen
crap.
another way.
In 3 years, this place could be over.
Doesn't it already feel like it's been 8 years?
Oh, yes.
Last year, all around all the rallies and flag waves and Mike nothing.
Hey,
Are you covering the event Sunday?
no.
What event?
Trump and Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No, I think you need tickets to go in there anyway, and they probably have some exclusive thing with somebody. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're covering it though.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that because, yeah, you have to buy tickets to get in and
Yeah.
everything. It's not like a rally.
Yeah, I got invited to go, but I can't make it. Oh, is that Jeff's truck all raised up now?
Oh yeah, he got himself some new tires.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember when he first got that thing.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, he got new tires. It's a nice pickup truck.
Not bad for a ram horn.
Isn't that
I got
like
the- I got the
your
limited.
Truck, your truck? Don't
My
you have,
truck is like that, but I have the limited.
the
No,
limited?
wait, I have the Laramie.
Oh, okay.
The limited is the really nice one with like climate controlled back
Oh,
seats
yeah.
and all that stuff.
With
No,
all
no.
the luxury leather. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice
I traded in my SUV and got a truck. Especially because now SUVs just run people over out of the clear blue, like what happened in Waukesha.
Oh, yes. by
When a
themselves.
car
Oh,
crash,
yeah.
a car crash, an accident when an SUV just ran over dancing grannies and kids.
And it didn't
So-
get any coverage.
So I'm glad I got rid of my SUV before it, been a liability.
True.
It sounds like when my son was little, he came up to me with his car and he said, it broke. I said, Quentin, who was playing with it?
Right.
I was. Then who broke it? So now they're trying to just blame the SUV. It didn't.
But is it
By
really
itself.
shocking considering they blame guns?
Oh yeah.
It's really not surprising. They blame guns.
I know.
Alec Baldwin said, "I didn't pull the trigger."
Yeah, he said he pulled the hammer back.
Yeah.
And then
I'm surprised the media didn't like report it as gun on the set of Rust killed an innocent cinematographer. No, they didn't.
Where they don't have guns, they use other things.
that's right.
Right.
You know, so what do? Next outlaw knives?
I know there's so many knife attacks in Europe.
Yes.
It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Somebody that's committed to doing an act of evil, they're not going to let some stupid law stop them. Like,
Absolutely.
well, it says gun-free zone on that building, so I guess I won't go in there and mass murder people.
Yeah.
That's not how the criminal mind works.
No.
And you heard about the machetes. They'll go into places with a machete or
Yep.
something like that. It's just, they're going to do what they
Yeah, they'll
can.
do pipe
Yeah.
bombs. They'll do all kind of stuff.
Have they caught the guy that placed the pipe bombs at the RNC and the DNC? They haven't even said, as far as I know, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I haven't heard
know.
anything about them catching the guy who did it.
I have a theory. It's probably the feds.
I think, yeah. And that's
You know,
why
I
they
wouldn't be
haven't caught him.
surprised.
Did you guys see the feds last week? Patriot Front in D.C. It looked like a Fed operation.
No.
A bunch of white guys, tall, skinny, military-looking like guys. They all did some like marching through D.C. and it looked very cohesive and organized. It looked like a training drill.
I'm about to look that up. I didn't see
Yeah,
it. No.
Patriot Front. Nonetheless, the media ran with it like, look, white supremacy's on the rise again.
All armed up and...
Yeah, look at this armed militia. I'm like, a couple hundred people that look like feds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
clean shaven hair. They all wore the same uniforms.
It's not a
that's
surprise. I
definitely-
mean,
that's definitely a
they
fake.
did it on the 6th, January 6th. That was them.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
what?
And it was some
What
of
else
us,
did they do?
we have to admit.
It was a
It
honey.
was some of us,
January
but-
6th was a honeypot trap.
Yes,
it really
it
was
was.
a trap because a lot of us went along with it and went in, and yet they're all being charged with, you know.
Well, actually, they're not being charged still. How many months has it been? And they're
well,
just
that's
being
they're
held.
sitting in
They're-
solitary
yeah.
Right.
confinement.
No one's been charged with insurrection.
And they
No,
are
and they keep calling it that.
they are treating them
Insurrection.
horribly.
And most of the people were unarmed. And that's
Yes,
why you can't take them seriously because cities were burned down last year. They still haven't rebuilt the police precinct in Minneapolis.
Right.
They tried to set a federal courthouse on fire in Oregon, right? How is that not an insurrection? How is that not a terrorist attack?
And they were armed.
And a lot
Even
of
if
those
it
people
was
got
cans of
bailed
soup.
out. Yeah.
But they're
Cans of soup,
peaceful.
Oh yeah, they throw cans of
but they're
soup.
Oil.
Yeah. They're mostly peaceful.
Yeah, it's mostly with the place burning behind him.
Exactly.
Did you see the lady from CNN after the Afghanistan thing? She's standing in front of a bunch of Afghanis and she's like,
Yeah, I saw that.
people from the Taliban or whatever. It's like they're chanting death to
Chanting
America,
death to
but they seem
America.
really nice
But they
otherwise.
Seem,
Yes. Oh my
They
goodness.
seem really nice and
It was
peaceful.
awful.
Other than the fact that they want Americans to die, they seem pretty cool.
I remember her saying that. Now, one thing I have to give her credit for, though, is that she did later on say how Biden was messing this all up. Like how you know, if you go back and you look at that woman from CNN when she was
Yeah.
reporting to the anchor, it seemed like the anchor was shocked that she wasn't going along with the narrative. Like, just make it seem like everything's okay.
Mhm.
But she was actually saying things like, "This is crazy, kind of what's happening here."
Yes, I heard her
And-
later on. She said something. It was starting to get scary there.
Yes, and how unorganized it was, and how she said, what did she say? If this is not a mess, then I don't know what is. She said if this is not, she didn't say mess,
Yeah.
but she did say if this is not chaos or something, I don't know what is, which is the one media narrative that they were pushing, CNN, MSNBC, even the administration saying that it was a success. So I think she went against it by making that comment on CNN saying, I don't know if this is success, I don't know what is, or something,
Yeah.
something like that.
And how many thousands of our people are still there? I mean, they're saying.
Yeah.
I think they're still saying hundreds, but it went up over double what they had said after the first few times.
Right.
And so you wonder how many they're not
Right.
telling us about.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they flew a bunch of Afghan refugees back here. Unvetted, unregulated,
Refugees,
unvaccinated,
quote, unquote.
unmasked refugees. Let's just go ahead and resettle them here strategically enough in swing states.
And then some of
Right.
them raped that woman in the
Oh,
military.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. And they're just, and then the actual Americans are stuck there.
Yes.
And they don't want to leave certain family members, and the government won't allow them to take, let's say, their grandmother, but yet they're allowing to take all these Afghan refugees that may not have really any ties at all to
Yes.
America. but yet they just won't take their grandma. Now, I don't agree with that. I think that they should allow the Americans to take their grandmother and not allow the refugees to come in the plane.
Well,
Right.
these refugees, some of them from the army bases ended up missing. They left and they
Oh,
have
that's
no
right. They
idea
left the
where they're
bases.
at.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Yep. That's Biden's America.
Exactly.
And these lame Republicans are just letting it happen.
Exactly.
There's only a handful of fighters in there.
Yes. But those fighters
know-
are something else.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing about the Biden administration and the people who were on the fence. Now, what they say his approval rating is way down. And I think the one good thing that happened was, people actually saw Afghanistan. They actually saw how Biden was running America, and they're like, maybe Trump wasn't that bad.
Right. Now they're seeing the gas prices, the inflation, the labor shortage. He said he was going to shut down the virus.
Oh, yeah.
So many people see it now. And the media can only cover for him so much. They keep saying this Let's Go Brandon thing. They keep saying it's a Republican right-wing chant. I'm like, excuse me, Let's Go Brandon initiated or originated as F Joe Biden. That was being chanted at college football stadiums, not exactly havens for conservatives.
No way.
So make that one make sense for me.
Go to a college campus.
College
back when
campuses-
Trump was president.
Right. College stadiums were chanting things much worse. Now, if
Much
Trump
worse.
was the most hated president, why weren't college stadiums chanting that?
I know.
When he went to college football games,
That's true. They never did that.
they cheered him when he went to the
That's
LSU
true.
game.
That's true.
So
That is true.
it's just funny how they try to flip things on you,
That's right.
gaslight you. Like, no, it's just a right-wing trope. It's a right-wing code.
I know they
okay.
were trying to classify it and try to shut it down and say that's so awful. I heard Mike Rowe talking about it. Said it's so great how they can take a saying, "Let's go Brandon," and make it to where it doesn't sound that bad. Like F Joe Biden sounds bad, right? But he said conservatives can take it and make it sound not that bad. But yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what it is. So
Right.
and then the people who don't, and they may ask. But for the most part, you know what it is. But yeah, it doesn't sound that bad. It's not like you're slapping it out there with the big, with kids around. You don't want the word on there, the F word on there,
It's family friendly.
It's family
Let
friendly.
me see. There's 2 or 3 songs now out. Let's Go Brandon, and they were at the top of the charts.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still are, but
Oh yeah,
that says a
one-
lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's died down a little bit, but Let's Go Brandon will live on.
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because
Absolutely.
it's not offensive.
And
if you know, you know. what it
And the
is.
best part about Let's Go Brandon is the media created this monster by trying to gaslight in real time. They're just chanting Let's Go Brandon. It's like, no, they're not.
Right.
Everybody can hear what
Everyone
they're
knows
saying.
what's happening, even though you're saying, no, don't believe your lying ears. It's
Yeah.
not what you heard.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what got everybody mad.
Yeah.
And they were saying it before then. It was in the reports. Other stadiums, other games. They were chanting "Let's go Brandon," or not. I mean F Joe Biden. And then this happened, and then she said, "Oh, what do you think, Brandon?" They're saying "Let's go Brandon." How do you feel about that when they were clearly saying F Joe Biden?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's amazing.
The people are pathetic that control the media.
And hopefully we can change that.
Just
Absolutely.
wait.
Right?
Let's
Hopefully.
get in another conservative or get it back in.
I know. We need him back in.
I don't
He
remember.
must be able to do something.
That's our flag. Don't give up the ship. I don't remember this team before going.
Oh, look at that beautiful sunset. You guys, I'm going to treat you, if you've been tuned in this whole time, to a beautiful Florida sunset. This is beautiful. Can zoom? It's hard to zoom on this thing. Anyway. Appreciate everybody that has tuned in. If you just now got here, we're doing this for Maureen. I haven't been out here in probably 2 or 3 months. The last time I was here, Maureen actually got to meet my son. So that was cool. It's the last time I saw her. I think that was like maybe October, September. I don't know. But she's with the Lord now. She's no longer here with us, but this flag wave, the energy is still pretty good out here. It's not the same without her, but This is the flag she would wave every single week. So they still fly it out here. It's great. Still great.
Even Mike came back to say hello.
I did it for Maureen. I came back for Maureen.
I know you did. Yeah, see how she's missed?
Yeah.
She really is. She'll be on there with you, preaching the good
Yep.
Lord. Now
Yep.
everybody got to be calm down now. Let them have their viewpoint. There we go, screaming at us.
Yeah.
You know, and F you and F you down. And we're supposed to calmly take it. Well, back then we weren't.
She was a good person.
Yes, she was. A truly good person.
Yes.
Seems like half of this country's okay with being under communist rule.
Dude, half the country doesn't know that.
Look at what we're talking about.
Maureen had heart failure. She had a heart attack. It was unexpected
Saw a cruise ship
for whoever just
that all
asked.
the passengers and all the crew was vaccinated, and there were 30 cases of the Omicron, or I'm sorry, only one person had it.
You have to remember when
You know what Omicron is? It's the very last variant before it just converts into the flu. No one's died of it. No one.
when you give up your freedom, you give up everything. You can ask the Jewish people as to what happened back when they were in concentration camps and everything. They gave up their freedom, they gave up their guns and everything else.
They're operating under the guise of the medical.
So you're paying attention to a lot of this. But I think literally 2% of the population, probably 1% of the population, pays attention to what's going on as much as you do. So, you know what I mean? They're trying to figure out what's going on and paying attention. Most people, the vast majority of people, they don't know what's going on because they're involved with their lives. They got to get the people, they got to work, they got to make supper, they got to do, you know what I mean? And they are not listening to the news at all. They don't know what's going on. Most people have no clue. I think, well, a lot of people, I think in general, most people, they're more influenced by their friends and what they think than they are by what's really happening.
Thank God.
We're easy to manipulate.
Mainstream news channels have terrible viewing. Right? Thank God.
I think we're watching the slow death of the media in this country.
I think so too.
And
That's why they're grasping at straws for everything,
where
right?
do you get your news?
Bannon.
But you're going on Rumble, you're going on YouTube, you're going on websites and stuff.
Podcasts like
Yeah.
Steve Bannon, War Room.
You're not watching CNN. You're not.
Well,
watching,
I watch CNN to see what they're up to.
So you're very, very
See
curious.
What kind of lie they're trying to
Yeah, you're in tune to what's going on, and most people, like I said, the vast majority of people, they're not doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's what makes me a little bit nervous because I do think that there's a strong white hat operation, but I don't know if there's enough people that have woken up in the country.
Yeah, I don't know how you reach people. Our side is censored so badly and ignored in the media and on social media. It's not a fair fight because we don't have an equal voice.
I think a lot of people are awake to the pandemic stuff.
You think a lot of people are awake to the pandemic stuff?
Yeah, because there's people that signed up. They're like, yeah, I'll get 2 shots. That's fine. But now they're talking you need like 3 or 4 shots just for the Omicron variant.
Well, they came out.
That's already been proven. It's more transmissible, but it's less deadly than Delta. So people are not going to sign up for lifelong booster shots. That's psychotic. That's weird. People aren't going to do that.
Vaccination card that had like 6 slots.
They're
in
constant fear mongering. It's just they're
They
just
knew what they
looping
were
through.
doing.
There's always going to be a new variant. So what are you going to mandate every single variant? You have to get an injection? That's stupid.
It's like the flu shot. Every year the flu shot has very different strengths. So when you get a flu shot, it's not gonna cover some of the new strengths.
Greg's deaf. That's why he talks like that.
Oh,
So even with this with the virus we have today, there are always going to be variations of it. That shot is not going to guarantee that it's going to work.
The virus is not even a real thing.
No, it's gone.
It's bullshit.
It was real when it first came out.
Maybe. But maybe it was just,
I had
Guys, COVID is real. Wink, wink. COVID is real. It's a real thing.
There are doctors
And you should all be afraid of it.
that
Wink,
are
wink.
saying that if you got both shots and
YouTube.
you got the booster, you got
Have to
6
do
to
that.
10 years to live. Now, my mom's in a nursing home up in New Hampshire.
I'm afraid of COVID just as much.
That much? Then you should probably get vaccinated.
Not doing it.
Ago
Get your jabs.
of the residents.
And keep things in perspective while Biden goes to the Hamptons for Thanksgiving. Keep it in perspective.
Follow Mike Nificent on YouTube.
Do it. Do it.
Nobody can come and go to the place or anything.
Don't be getting uppity. Enjoy your America. Just be lucky that you get to be here, says Biden. Don't pay attention to what he's doing. Look at some of this merch. I'm really appreciative of everybody watching my stream right now. That means you must be getting something out of it. I appreciate it. So please just give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. Even if you're just listening to it, give it a thumbs up. That's how we help this channel grow. That's how more people see it, is the engagement.
Remember, they had the blood clots. I'm afraid of that. Like, I don't, you know, and I feel like if I get it, I can fight it, and I can do the antibodies, you know, and they can do the antibodies.
Trader
you know?
Joe's.
Every doctor I've talked to said if you even think you got it, just get yourself in there and get tested. If you got it,
Just
get
think,
that right
all
away.
because the media tried to gaslight and lie to people,
So that's where I'm at with
a
it.
whole
Yeah,
new
me too.
brand was born.
Me too. I'm
Who can they blame but themselves?
Oh, the cop finally showed up for the accident.
Uh-oh, the cops are here.
Yeah.
We didn't do nothing. Hands up.
it was an accident.
Hands up, don't loot.
If they could sit in that car there and this truck right here, he rear-ended them.
Jussie Smollett, you'll get 20 years in prison. We're going to find out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
If you get 20 years, you think that's too harsh?
I got a question.
No, yes, it is. It's a little.
What do you
hard.
what do you think is a good amount of time?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
If
The city spent
Jussie-
$12 million.
if Jussie Smollett goes to prison, is that really punishment for him, for a guy like him? Think about it.
Think of all the girlfriends we'll have in there. Prison.
He might actually
You mean
enjoy that. He might actually enjoy his time in prison.
Candy store.
If he were to go.
If
I don't
he
think he
were
will.
You don't think he's going to do anything?
I don't think he'll do time.
I don't believe he'll do 1 day of time, but he should be heavily fined. It costs the city at least $12 million.
Well, if you're going to
He's going to get a fine, probation, pay some restitution, community service, go pick up trash by the highway or
If it
something.
was you or
Trial
me,
isn't
we'd be
Chicago,
serving time. most
Absolutely.
likely, Because we don't have $12
But I
million
think-
to
I
pay
think-
back.
He'll do about as much time as Alec Baldwin.
Because there's 5 counts. 5 different counts. And it proves and shows that he paid.
Alec Baldwin thinks he's the real victim.
Committed, he's
I
guilty
know.
of hate
He's
crime.
done
Hey, are you shocked that Alec Baldwin does that
And you know-
interview with
you know, I
George
think the big
Stephanopoulos
thing
and then an
was
actor
Biden
just happens to
agreed
start
with
crying?
when they saw
I'm not
He
the
starts
shocked,
crying, just like
no.
Jussie Smollett,
No.
trying to
Practiced
invoke
it.
some kind of
Practiced
emotion
it,
in
and
front
they
of
saw that.
when he did his
I'm
testimony.
shocked. No, I'm not shocked at
I
all.
wish there was cameras
It'd be,
so that we
it's
can
almost
see.
Weird how they had the
expected,
cameras in
but it's
the
very
car.
disgusting
I
and
know.
disappointing.
Why not
Yeah.
Jussie?
Jussie
Juicy,
Hoaxer.
Jussie.
He should man up.
Smollett's trial.
I'd have much more respect
Juicy
for him.
Smollett.
Juicy
Yeah.
Smollett.
Yeah, I like.
I'm not a
Chappelle's-
Baldwin
he
fan.
called
All the
him-
black comedians have already razzed
Brother,
him.
really.
Even they.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle calls him Juicy, right?
Juicy
Juicy
Smollett.
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 When is sentencing anyway?
Even though he's.
I don't know.
Right, in a couple weeks.
When is sentencing? Probably about February or
Governor.
Well, in 2 weeks, then we'll know. That's what I was
Then we can
thinking.
do another
They'll
Smollett.
go like this.
Smollett video.
Jesse,
Yeah.
you know, give us $200,000.
Did I ever send you that
We'll call it
video?
even. You know,
Me?
Yeah, no, me.
12 million.
Did I ever send you that video? Remember I said I was going to send you a funny ass video of like all the different memes?
Y'all done looking at merch? Nothing going on. Just a flag wave. Beautiful Central Florida. We got a little bit of action over here. Won't get too close, but we had a fender bender. No injuries, barely any damage. The car will be out of the shop in a week, if that. That's probably a day job right there. cops just now showed up for it. No, I heard it and I turned around.
I know, I seen you coming up right after it happened. I was
How did it happen? You thought she was driving?
yeah, I turned back to look for traffic and I pulled forward and she
Yeah,
was
it happened.
slowing down.
I think she had to work herself up to freak out about it more because I'm watching it on the side and I'm like, it doesn't look like anything's that bad. She's like, look what you did. I'm like, I see what he did. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. She's fine. I think she probably just was freaked out because like damage and but it's like that's like best case scenario. Yeah. Well, guys, it's about 5:30 here Eastern. Guess I'll be starting to wind this down. I think I covered all the topics that I had on my list.
If you guys had a website, I could send so many people to it.
Remember, guys, Epstein didn't kill himself. Hey, what's gonna happen with Ghislaine Maxwell?
I don't even know what's going on there. Like nobody reporting on it.
Nothing.
So there was a Facebook site that specifically told everybody what was happening
Twitter.
day by day. It just opened up. I was on Facebook.
Oh,
and
it's
it
on
had
Facebook.
500,000 followers, and Facebook pulled the plug on them.
Yeah, they did the same thing on Twitter. They nuked it. Wow. Why are they covering it up? Is it because they covered for the pedophile that
You know
this
what-
is all about?
You know what happened in the beginning when they started censoring us and pulling the plug on us and all that stuff? It was working for a while, but now it's not. Now people who are actually curious will go somewhere else where they'll go to Rumble or they'll go to there's a lot of sites that won't censor you now.
Why are the guards covering
Get it,
everything?
Gap.
And, you know, Lynn Woods and others swear he's still alive.
That who's still alive?
That Epstein is still alive.
Lynn Wood is a weirdo.
And others.
I think there's a lot of people
And
not
others.
named Linwood who think Epstein's still alive. I mean,
Did we ever see his dead body?
No.
but
No.
there should be no reason for him to be alive if you think about the people he knows.
Well.
So I think he
plenty wanted
probably
him
is
dead.
really dead.
Like Clinton, plenty of
I
them
think he's
wanted
really
him
dead, but
You can bet the Clintons wanted him put away.
And I bet you they're trying like crazy to. They've been trying like crazy to figure out how to get Ghislaine Maxwell killed too.
Maybe. She was under the radar for a couple
After what
years
happened to
there.
him, they probably have extra security around her.
Sure.
Did you hear Trump is involved in swallowing up Rumble somehow? That's a relief to me.
with his Truth Social,
They
yeah.
struck a deal somehow.
Yeah, I was worried that so they're gonna go public. I'm thinking board of directors,
I'd
a
love to
couple of
invest
woke
in
people
that.
in there. They're gonna start censoring everybody. For a year, I've been telling everybody, follow me on Rumble. For nothing, I thought.
I'd love to invest in that new venture. Devin Nunes is going to run it.
Yeah, the stock went through the roof already.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good.
What's it we call it? Truth Factor or something like that? Or
Truth Social.
Truth
That's just
Social?
well, that'll be his social media site, but he's gonna have like a
All right, guys.
news media site. He's gonna have.
It's about that time. It's about that time, guys. I'm gonna wrap this stream up.
So I'm going to the Amway. Bill
Sunday.
O'Reilly is going to be interviewing Trump this Sunday in Orlando at the Amway Center. I'm going.
3 p.m. or something like
Yeah,
that.
3 to 5.
That'll be fun.
I'll go. I want to make some videos, guys.
Yeah. Follow Paint the Trump. Tell them where to find you.
Did you hear the triggered person go by?
Oh yeah.
It always sounds like.
Yeah. They're screeching from their vehicle. I love how you called them out when they say, "Get over it, you lost." It's like you lost too,
We all
dummy.
lost.
Look at the gas
We
prices.
all lost.
It's no longer Dollar Tree, which is probably where you shop at primarily.
It's hard to
a
believe-
$1.25 tree now.
Dude, it's hard to believe we get any triggered people, but we still get a few of them.
I know.
Not like we used to, but
Mouth breathers.
most of them have woke up.
Anyways, guys, appreciate you for tuning in, supporting this channel. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up. God bless you all. Came out here to pay my respects for Maureen. I'm gonna try to come back out here
Jeff, are
next
you
week,
going to attend?
maybe the week after. I don't know. I can't really say for certain because my schedule is just way too fluid. But nonetheless, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. God bless you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I will catch you in the next stream.